Okay, this is going to be lesson 6.8. This lesson is on graphing radical functions, okay? I know you guys are listening to this tonight, Wednesday night. Hopefully when you get here tomorrow, all you can do is, just ask me whatever questions you want to ask me and then just take the rest of the hour to work on this lesson. Here's a couple I can statements. It says I can use transformations of the parent graph of the parent to graph various functions. And the two functions we're going to look at are this one, the square root of x, and this one, the cubed root of x. So those are your two parent functions, okay? This is the square root, this is the cubed root function, and that's where we're going today. Here we go. Hopefully you've got your notes out, you're ready to go. All right, so families of radical functions. The radical functions, again, we are talking about the square root of x as the parent function and the cube root of x as the parent function. Right down here it does say the parent function is the square root of x. Over here it says the nth root of x. To be honest, we're not going to do anything bigger than the cube root. So basically the cube root and the square root are what we're looking at. Reflection in the x-axis. Basically, if you're 2 units above the x-axis, now you've reflected your 2 units below. That only happens when you see the negative sign in front of your parent. Okay, so negative cube root of x. Okay. There's a stretch, and then they call it a shrink, but remember we called it compression. Shrink happens when your a value is greater than 1, and a shrink or a compression happens when your a value is greater than 0, but less than 1. Okay, and where do we find the a value? It's just the multiplier in front of your radical. Next, we have translations. That's just basically the parent moves up, down, right, or left. And of course, here it says horizontal. That's your left. That's your right translation. That will only happen when it's inside the radical, like x minus, for instance, x minus 2. Remember, x minus 2 is the opposite of what you think. That is 2 to the right. And then the plus k in the back is telling you exactly what to do. So this would be, plus 3 would be up 3. So this one we would move right 2, up 3. And of course it works over here with the cube root also. Okay? We'll get into that more and more as we go. Okay? Next. Here we go. This is it. This is your parent function. This is kind of, I believe, brand new to you. I do not think you did this. I don't think you did this in Algebra 1. So let's start by plugging numbers into the square root of x. This is the parent function. All right, easy number to plug in, 0. Another easy number, 1. I could try 2, but I don't know the square root of 2. The next one I know is 4, then 9, 16, 25, but I'm going to go up to 9. Square root of 0, square root of 1, square root of 4, the square root of 9 is 3, and I can keep this going, but there's no need. I could try negatives, like a negative 4, but the square root of a negative number doesn't exist, so there is no real solution or answer. So we just basically cross that out. So we cannot plug in negative x values. So all we can plug in is 0 on up. So if I graph this, 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, 9, 3. Takes off like this. And this is what the parent looks like, the square root of x parent. Okay? So the square root function, the parent function, is graphed right there for you. Hopefully that makes sense, because what I'm going to ask you to do is draw this square root function and then move it. right, left, up, down, stretch it, compress it, reflect it, all that good stuff. All right, next functions. They are y equals the square root of x plus 2. And then the other one is y equals the square root of x minus 3. Okay. Again, this is the parent right here. Plus 2 on the backside. Plus 2 on the backside would be simply take the parent and move it up 2. So if you would get over here on your graph paper and just get the parent on paper, 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, and 9, 3. There's your parent. Pretty simple. Square root of x is the parent. Now let's do the square root of x plus 2. So basically it's just your parent moved up 2 units. So here I go. I'm going to go up 2 right there. Up 2 right here. Up 2. Up 2. Let's take off from right here. Now we start at 0, 2, and we just take off. So the blue function is the square root of x plus 2. That's actually the answer. The black one, the parent is just for you to look at and then move it up 2. All right, next. We have this function. And it's the parent again right here with a minus 3, so that's a down 3. So I will change colors. I'll go green. I hope green works for you. Here I'll go down 3 with the parent. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And there goes the next function. The next function is the square root of x minus 3. On your graph paper, when you do your assignment, please write this down. The parent function, square root of x, the next function, square root of x plus 2, and the last one is the square root of x minus 3. Write that down so I know the difference between all your graphs. But these graphs are just vertical transformations, up 2, down 3. Pretty simple graphs. All right, next. All right, now we move into this one, okay? And this isn't too difficult either. This one, y equals the square root of x minus 3, and this one, y equals square root of x plus 2. Since this is inside the radical, it's the opposite. It's just like being inside the parentheses for parabolas. This is inside the radical. So this is right or left. Since you see minus 3, it's the opposite of what you think. It's right 3, just like this one is left 2. Okay, first get your parent on paper. Here we go. 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, 9, 3. Up, 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 and off. Here we go. Okay, square root of x. Next, let's do this next one. I'll go red. Here we go. Basically, it's the same graph, right 3. So 0, 0 goes right 3. 1, 1 goes right 3. 4, 2 goes right 3. 9, 3 goes right 3. And there it goes. This one would be the square root of x. What is it again? Minus 3. Okay. All right, that one's done. Next, this one. All right, this one would be left, excuse me, it's the parent, left 2. So we would back up 2 and go, I'll change it to black. Let's go left 2 with this point right there. Left 2 right here. 4, 2 goes left 2 right here. And 9, 3 goes left 2 right there. And you can see this gets to be a mess when I put the parent and 2 other functions with it. So this becomes square root of x minus 2. Sorry, plus 2. Good? I hope it's good. Remember, come to class tomorrow with your questions. All right, next. Oh boy. This is where the fun starts. Okay. Whoops, that's not right. Hang on, let me get rid of that. And then we go minus 4. Okay. This has a multiple group of transformations going on. Just a second. Somebody's at the door. I don't know. No, they're gonna have to speed me up. All right. Yeah, I don't have it, but it could be. It could be in the math office, but it also could be here. God, I don't have it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. I'll look in the math office now.
Okay. It could be in the math office. Could be in that top shelf. Okay, sorry about that. And like I was trying to tell you, this function has multiple steps. Where do we start? You always start. Now, if you pretend you put a number in for x, the first thing you do is add 2. So this is actually the first thing you're going to do. Then you get an answer. You take the square root of it. Then you multiply by 3. So multiply by 3 is the second thing you do. But the negative out in front is going to reflect it over the x-axis. So that's the third thing you do. And the minus 4 in the back is the fourth thing you do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So what are we doing with the first thing? We're going to go left 2. The second thing we're going to, this is the stretch. So what we're going to do is make it 3 times higher or 3 times lower. So think of it as multiply by 3. And what are we multiplying by 3? The y value or the height, whatever you want to say, the height of the point, or how far down below the x-axis you are. And then what's this negative sign do? This negative sign just reflects your point over the x-axis. Okay? And finally, way back here, it's just down 4. That's it. I know that seems like a lot, but we're just going to have to do it. All right, let's get the parent function on paper. And it'll be 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, 9, 3. And there it goes. That's the square root of x. That's the parent. All right, stick with me. Here we go. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go left 2. So left 2 would go left 2. Then we would multiply by 3. What are we multiplying by 3? The y value. Since we're at 0 on the y coordinate, 3 times 0 is 0. We won't go anywhere. Then from here, right here, we will reflect it over the x-axis. But we're on the x-axis, so don't go anywhere. Then you've already done this now. You've already reflected, but really you didn't because you couldn't reflect. Then we're going to go what? Down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your 4. This is now the new starting point. Okay, now it's going to get a little more difficult. Here we go. Do it all over. Left 2. Okay, I went left 2. Then I'm going to multiply the y value by 3. Well, since I'm 1 up, 1 times 3 is 3 up. So now I'm 3 up, and now I reflect that over the x-axis. So since I'm 3 up, now I'm going to be 3 down, okay? And right there, I still got to go what? Down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my new point. Yuck, that didn't seem very fun, but let's do it again. Okay, now I'm doing this one. Left 2. Okay, my y value is 2, but if I triple it, I get to 6. Then if I reflect 6, I'm going right back down to -6. Hang on, where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right here. Okay, then you got to go down 4. So go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can kind of see your new function going like that. Last one, left 2. Your y value is 3. Triple it. You'd be at 9. I think that's 9 right there. Go down now and reflect 9. Well, if you reflect 9, you're way down to what? -9. But then you still got to go what? Down 4. 10, 11, 12, 13. There it goes. There it goes. And that becomes your new function, -3 times the square root of x plus 2 minus 4. Whew. Okay, really quick, if you want to check to see if you're right, this point right here happens to be 7, -13. If that point works in this function, you know you're right. So -3 times square root of 7 plus 2 minus 4, -3 times square root of 9 minus 4, -3 times, times 3 minus 4. That'd be -9, take away 4. Check, it works. We got it. Okay, that is the square root function. Okay, next. The cube root function. Cube root function. This is the parent. This is something you don't know much about yet, but this is not too hard to graph the parent. Here is the parent. And when it comes to cube roots, you can take the cube root of 0, positive numbers, negative numbers. Also, after 1, another perfect cube is 8 and -8. The cube root of 0, 0, 1, 1, 8, 2, -1, -1, -8, -2. Graph it, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 8, 2. -1, -1, -8, -2. And there it goes. It continually falls and it continually grows on the right side. But that's what it looks like every time. Now your job is to take it and shift it up, down, right, left, stretch it, do all that fun stuff. All right, let's look at this one. It's a cube root function. You might as well get your parent on paper. 0, 0, 1, 1, -1, -1, 8, 2. There it goes, and then -8, -2. There, that's the parent. You will do what first? Inside first, which is right 2. Then the outside is up 1, right 2, up 1. Here we go. Everything goes right 1. No, I said that wrong. Right 2, up 1. Right 2, yep, right 2, up 1. You're about right there. I'll go to this point now. Right 2, up 1. You're here. I'll go to this point. Right 2, up 1. We're not moving very far. Now I gotta go down here. 1, 2, right 1, right 2, up 1. And then this last one way down here, over here, this is right 2, up 1. So it does what? It goes this way, it hits this point, then this point, then this point, then that point, and there it goes. And of course this way it continually drops. So the red function is the cube root of x minus 2 plus 1 equals y. Okay, good. Once again, if you want to check to see if you're right, you could just take this point right there. By the way, that point looks to be what? -7, -1, I think. And you could plug it into your function, the cube root of -7 followed by -2 plus a 1 out here, and see if you get the y value -1. Well, this inside here is, that's not working, is it? I'm sorry, you know what this is? This is -6. -6, which would make cube root of -8 plus 1, which is -2 plus 1, which is -1. It works. I got it right. Okay, so there it is. It really looks really messy, I know that, but if you're good at shifting and stretching, you're going to be okay. Finally, it's this one. Y equals -1/2 cube root of x minus 1 plus 3. Okay, get your parent on paper. 0, 0, 1, 1, 8, 2, -1, -1, -8, 2, -2. There it goes. That way. Okay. That's the parent. Cube root of x. That's the parent. What is the parent? What's being done to the parent? Well, you got an x minus 1 inside. This is the first thing you'll do. Then you take it times 1/2. That's the second thing you do. Then you reflect it over the x-axis. Then this is the fourth thing you do. Go up 3. Okay, number 1. First thing, that's a right one. That right here, number 2, is multiply the y values by what? 1/2. Okay, then what? Reflect over x-axis. Then finally, up 3. That would be the fourth thing you do. Okay, so we got lots of things to do. Here I go. I'm going to start at 0, 0. I'm going to go right 1. Then I'm going to multiply the y value by 1/2. Since my y value right here is 0, multiplying by 1/2 doesn't take me anywhere. If I'm still on the x-axis and I reflect it, I don't go anywhere. From there, I'm going to move up 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, right there. So 0, 0 has moved to 1, 3. All right, do it again with 1, 1. Okay, 1, 1 moves where? Right 1. Then you take your y value and you multiply by 1/2. Since you're up 1, 1/2 of 1 is 1/2. Now you're 1/2 a unit up. Then you got to reflect it over the x-axis. Well, if you're 1/2 a unit up, now you're 1/2 a unit down. You're right here. Okay? But if you're 1/2 a unit down, now you've got to go, last thing is up 3. So 1/2 a unit down, you would climb, 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 and you would end up about right here at 2.5. That's very difficult what I just did, I think. All right, next, move this point right here. All right, 8, 2 goes where? It goes right 1. Now, take your height. Your height is 2. You're 2 up above the x-axis. Let's take it by 1/2. 1/2 of 2 is 1. Now you're here. Now we're going to reflect it over the x-axis. Well, if you're 1 up, now you're 1 down. Now, from 1 down, you're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Boy, we didn't move hardly anywhere. Okay? We ended up just moving or just 1 unit to the right. Okay, I've done 0, 0, 1, 1, 8, 2. Now, I'm going back to this point right here. -1, -1. Move it 1 to the right. Did it? Then take the height, cut it in half. Well, the height, you're actually down 1. If that's your y value, -1, half of that would be -1/2. Then what are you going to do with -1/2? You're going to reflect it over the x-axis, and you'd be where? At 1/2. Then you're going to move 1/2. You're at 1/2. Move it up 3. 1, 2, 3. There I am, right there. So you can kind of see the functions going like this now. Right? Okay, last one. We're going to take this one right here. 8, -2. -8, -2. We move it right 1. Okay, that was easy. Take half of your y value. Since you're down 2, half of that is down 1. Okay? Then reflect it over the x-axis. If you're down 1, now you're up 1. And from up 1, you're going to go up 3 now. After your reflection comes your vertical shift up 3. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Okay, now here's the deal. If you want to know if you're right, try this point right here. That point would be -7, right? And 4. So you could try that point in this equation. See if it works. And we'll just do it quick. It's going to be a cube root of what? -7, -1, and then what's in the end? +3. And we're hoping to get the y value of 4. Well, inside here is -8. Cube root of -8 is -2. Negative times negative positive. Half of 2 is 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Hey, if I got this point right, it is very likely that this is all right. Because I did a lot of stuff. Okay, there's the lesson. Talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully you have questions ready to go.